weekend at the Rail Yards Market. They're celebrating history, and you know they'll have tons of other fun activities going on as well. Here with an update on the market and how they're recognizing history this weekend, Alex Bottomo and Leba Free. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So let's talk about history. How much history is involved down there at the Rail Yards?
Well, yeah, you know, the history of the rail yards, it's incredible. I don't know it all, but I know that it was a dynamic center, a hub of activity pre-1940s, and Leba will correct me if I'm wrong. So we just want to honor that. Being in those buildings, people walking through, they feel that sense of history.
Right.
And you know, you can see the other buildings from the blacksmith shop, so it's awesome. And Wheels is one of our sponsors, and they're there with history, artifacts, so it's exciting.
And Leba, you mentioned that you guys take the Wheels Museum. You guys are, you know, a part of this as well, but you guys take all of the history.
Every week we're at the Rail Yards Market, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we founded the saving of the rail yards about 15 years ago. So we have 350,000 square feet of buildings on the property, and that is the site that made Albuquerque a city. The railroad came in before 1915 and built these magnificent buildings.
Oops. We're good. Keep going.
We're not really falling apart in the rail yards. We're really making great progress over there. And until diesel came in, steam was so very, very important to the development of our country, and we're trying to save all of that and also talk about transportation of the present and the future.
Right. And so you're taking a lot of cool stuff down there that people can look at, right?
Yes, we bring many different artifacts and pictures down to the Rail Yard Market, and also the Wheels Museum is open on Sundays, so if people want to come to the other end of the Rail Yards property, they can come down and see all of our exhibits there.
Is this some of the stuff that you'll be taking down so people could take a look at?
These are some of the kinds of things that we show as well, yes.
Okay, and
yes.
I saw this very interesting picture here.
This is a picture of locomotive work in the shops in the 40s, and we have everything from model trains to large exhibits like Model T Ford and a power wagon and all kinds of old farm buggies and airplanes and something for everyone.
How is it neat that you're able to really share this piece of history, you know, with the younger generations?
Well, we love to show the children what their grandfathers did and teach them the pride of the neighborhood and of Albuquerque and of building our country through transportation.
Yeah, and Alex, you mentioned that a lot of people actually go to the rail yards and they say, I remember when my grandfather worked here.
We actually encourage folks to come in and give us their story, and then I send them over to Leba. But yeah, we get tons of folks come in, and last year we had some folks who actually used to work there give some narratives and talk to folks. And so Wheels will be there, and they'll be able to talk to a lot of people. And as far as art, we have Eric Thielander is going to be there. These are beautiful photo etchings, and he's featured in Trend magazine, so check it out. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. And of course, along with all this history, you guys are going to have the typical food vendors, which is going to be great. So many different varieties of food out there, right? Yeah. And a lot of different other vendors that are selling merchandise.
Right. Yeah. So this season we have the rotating vendors, and I think people are really exciting. It gives you a fresh look, even if you've been there a couple of times. And as far as entertainment, we have Rudy Boy Jaramillo, who's another New Mexico legend.
Yeah, he's a big name,
he'll be there. He's been on here, and he'll be there. So we'll all be celebrating the history of the rail yards. It's like a sanctuary for us to come and participate as a community.
Perfect. Talk about the Double Up Food Box.
Yeah, well, that program just started last month, and I've spoke to some of the growers, and they said their business has doubled. We see people taking advantage of it all the time. You come in with your SNAP card, we give you the tokens, and you go to the growers, and for $2, you get $4 worth of produce. You can't beat it. And that produce is going to last you for a while.
Yeah.
That stuff that's locally grown and organic is amazing.
Feed a lot of families out there, right?
Yeah.
So you guys do have new hours. We do want to emphasize that.
The new hours,
so
10 to 2, and that's been a hit. People like to sleep in a little longer. 10 to 2, and we're at 777 First Street, I'm sorry. That's between Hazeldine and First. And yeah, the new hours, come in a little later, have lunch with us, learn about history, and have fun.
Okay, so History Weekend, this weekend, right?
Right.
Going on at the rail yards.
History of the rail yards.
History of the rail yards. Don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Sounds like a great time. Yeah, if you want more information on all of this, go to our website, KRQE.com. We'll have a recap of this interview there. We'll be right back.